Good morning, everybody. Orange J here with another Etheria restart video, and we've got the news about the first round of changes coming to the game following the Discord post from yesterday. And the good news here is, one, this is a really quick turnaround. Like, we were just talking about this yesterday. They said, hey, we're on it, we're working on it, we got things cooking. Hey, these things are cooking, and they're cooking. Like, if we go up a little bit here, they're coming out tomorrow at 3 a.m., which from the time of filming this video is about 19 hours from now. So really good news. They're on the ball here, and this will help build some more like trust with the development team. Like, hey, you guys are listening, you're rolling out some changes. Now, here's the changes that are being rolled out. We're going to go over those. I'll kind of talk about how I feel about them. Note that none of these are like requiring a big patch. Something like adding gear sets into the game, or like different gear sets for different game modes, will probably require a little bit more testing, fine-tuning, and a bigger patch. This is all stuff that they could just kind of like shadow patch into the game tomorrow morning. Still, these changes are good, and we're going to get 100 Hydra Crystals for their trouble, so we'll take that. Anyway, lower the difficulty of Grim Pursuit Nico Nana Inferno level boss, HP reduced by 15%, attack by 20, and speed by 10. So Nico Nana Inferno getting a massive nerf, and this is one of those fights where like most people who were clearing this were clearing it with dot. What these nerfs will do is make non-dot teams have an easier time clearing this. Again, this is one of the things that we were talking about, is like opening up these fights to more people. Now, I have a couple points on this. One, this was probably the most accessible Inferno fight and probably the one that needed nerfed the least. However, it is the entry level into Inferno farming. So making it the easiest Inferno fight, while not making it too easy, like it doesn't really matter. It's farm, and you're farming this, and you're going to farm it a lot. So this is your chance for people who are just getting to Inferno stages to start getting some like 3 Matrix White Fang, some 3 Matrix Artisans. This begins your progression into Inferno, and having these really good shells will further unlock your ability to farm modules. Making this fight easier as the entry-level fight into Inferno is overall a good thing. Now, back to the post. They are also nerfing Shadowflame Hoan from Grim Pursuit. Boss HP down by 15%, attack down by 10%, and then the monster Durand attack reduced by 15%. This one's a interesting one to me. And again, it's targeted at another fight that was clearable mostly by dot. And you can see the fastest clears in this game are 3 dot characters. You just go dot, dot, dot. The recent clears in this game, all these dot characters. So you can tell this fight is very difficult to clear without using a dot team. Not everybody has Shadow Sonya. She's a linchpin to that team. Now, with these nerfs, more teams can come in here and again start farming some of the most important shells in this game, like Jackal Guard and like Revelation. Again, once you can start farming these shells, having the 3 Matrix shell, if you didn't know this, the base stats on the 3 Matrix shell are better than they are on the 2 Matrix shells. So it's progression. It's making your account stronger so you can go farm the other Inferno stuff. I anticipate Sharon being the next one on the list. Notice that she wasn't on this list right now. This fight is a little bit overtuned still. And then this is the last fight in the game, so I don't know how much they're going to look at this. They probably don't have enough data on this one yet. But anyway, it's a good start. It's good for entry-level Inferno farming people that don't have a dot team. Those adjustments are a win for all you guys. Okay, now lower the difficulty of Threshold Doky Doi Inferno level, and boy oh boy did this need done. All monsters HP reduced by 10%, huge. I can't stress enough how big of a deal this is, because even with an account like mine, where I have like fairly well geared characters, like there's the stats on my Yelly, and I would run her with like another well geared carry on Inferno. I'm talking about Inferno. There's a huge jump between Nightmare Ford and Inferno in this game, for Doky Doi especially, for all of them honestly. And like so often 2 of the mobs would live with like 3% HP. And I'm like, gosh dang it, like how can I go find 3% more damage? And then I would go find 3% more damage. And then the next time some other like RNG factor would kick in and 1 mob would live with like 2 HP, which doesn't seem like a big deal unless you're building your team to specifically lead with a Mio freeze on the second rotation, or lead with a Codex of Magic sleep number 2 from your wherever the heck my cause is, from her on the second wave. If your whole plan is start the second wave off with crowd control, but one mob lives barely, and then you waste your AoE crowd control on that, your run is in the toilet. So that's a really good change that will help that a lot. And they also, the boss mob, the big ad on the second wave, has its attack reduced by 20%. Also a big deal, because so often in this fight, especially if you're running an off element character, like people run Kloss and Silence, and those are green element characters, so they have that reduced damage already from the mobs. But say you are running something like an Obel. I know a lot of people like to run Obel on this fight. Let me tell you something about Obel. You either have him super leveled up and really geared, and he can survive an attack from the boss, or you don't have him in game, and like it only takes about 2 attacks for him to die. An AoE from the ads, and then the boss is just like, hey, well, guess what? Smash, you're dead. And the like, it just felt a little too punishing. It just felt a little bit too punishing. So this is still going to be a very hard fight. Like Threshold Doky Doi Inferno is still going to be incredibly hard. And I've been watching the videos. People have been putting out videos about like clearing Hell 4 with these like super budget teams, and how you can just sort of like sit there and like, hey, look, if you just run Silence and these other couple characters, you could just sit there and it's a little bit of a long fight, but you'll just outlast it. That does not work on Inferno. Like, it just doesn't apply the same way. And like, to the people who are like saying that stuff, how many people have like a max S3 Silence? It's a very small number of people. So making Inferno more accessible for, by the way, the most important fight to farm in this game in terms of modules, especially as you're starting and you need to be hitting like speed thresholds, I think that's a good idea. I'm curious to see, again, Aurora. This is still the fight where I'm working on farming it for the first time. It's not in this list, but again, I think it's just considered the hardest fight, and they're like, we're not going to touch the ones that we want to be the hardest yet, and that's fine. Then there were some changes made to Ember Trek and Echoes, so lower the difficulty of Sharon and Astarte in Ember Trek. Sharon had her HP reduced by 25%. It's a big nerf. And then Astarte had effect accuracy reduced by 50%, and all enemy attack in the second phase reduced by 20. They clearly thought this fight was massively overtuned and have made it easier. This is good because this fight will help people get a perfect the yellow freaking best item in the game that you can't get very many of. Can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. You know, the big thing. That'll help you get that. So anyway, and then lower difficulty of Anti-Sync Echo's Heinrich. This feels more like a bug fix to me. He was way too fast. Like, he was just, this fight was too speedy. I'm in there running like speed characters, and I'm like, how are they going before me? This fight shouldn't be this hard. Especially the Marvels in that second wave come out, or like the first wave, whichever wave the Marvel's in, and they just like set your team back, and then you just get womboed, and you're like, damn, I got to this stage pretty easily, and this stage just killed me. So the speed reduction there, necessary. It just felt a little bit overtuned in the first place. And then that's it. So that's the first wave of changes we've got coming to the game. It's a good place to start. Again, the most important thing that I'm looking for here wasn't just like nerfing content in the game. It's the gear sets. It's, I want to be able to farm and play the game at the same time. So that's really the thing that's still on my radar. Great start though. Great start. And again, confidence rebuilding as the devs are taking some action to make the game more casual, accessible. That's good. All right. Thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you next time. Peace.